Well, Duno said since he seen that Kelsey fine, it changed his mind.
Who is Kelsey?
Meg Thee Stallion best friend.
Oh, so that's who I was talking about?
Yeah.
What, hitting the best friend?
This the latest. Meg Thee Stallion's bodyguard is not technically missing. So LAPD told TMZ that it's not no missing person case open for Justin Edison. That's the bodyguard. And that doesn't mean that he isn't accounted for at the moment, but nobody just haven't talked to him. So this is the person who Kelsey texted after the alleged shooting from Tory happened, after Tory allegedly shot her, and said, "Help 911, Tory just shot Megan." This is the same person who they're saying claims that that Tory confessed to him that he did it.
It sounds like he the make or break. Where he at?
He's been missing since Thursday, and his own attorney ain't even talked to him. He been missing since they were supposed to since he was supposed to go on a stand.
That's a tricky one. Are you like really missing, or are you just hiding because you don't want to talk to the police? You know what I'm saying? Because if his family ain't worried about him, he not missing. We could just say that right there. If his family ain't spoke out and was like, we don't know where he at, they know where the fuck he at. He just don't want no parts of none of this shit. That's what that sounds like. Or he got paid off to not have no parts of this shit. It could be anything. You know what I'm saying? But he definitely sounds like the make or break part of this case. That's why he ain't around.
Josh, you my voice of reason with everything. If he never comes back, or if he just stays gone for however long he does, and this is the person they want to testify, can this prolong the case? Prolong the trial, I mean?
No, I think that at some point they're going to ask them to move on. Like, they can't hold it up indefinitely. But I also
That's true, but it's going to hold it up for some point, definitely.
Yeah, if you're purposely not coming in, I think you can be arrested for, like,
that was my next
contempt of court or whatever.
You can go to jail.
Yeah.
That's why when they send that jury shit to your house, if you don't go, technically you can go to jail.
Jury duty? I ain't never got one.
I ain't going.
I ain't never seen one.
You don't have to take me to jail, nigga. I ain't going.
Yo, it's easy to get out of those, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I wish they would have called me for jury duty for this shit.
You would have been in there.
Biased as fuck, though.
Facts. Yeah, you wouldn't have made it.
Because don't they like ask you, they'll ask you, yeah, I'm definitely biased. Yeah, this bodyguard being missing is just making me wonder, is he missing on behalf of who?
Who? Right. Is he missing because he fuck with Tory? Or it could be, he could be missing, or maybe he don't even fuck with Tory. It's just like he don't want nothing to do with none of that shit. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't want nothing to do with none of that.
But I think it only helps Meg that he's missing right now because they just have the evidence that his text or whatever. He has no chance to go on the stand and lie or be asked anything. Cross-examined. So I feel like it doesn't benefit Tory at all in this. I feel like this is kind of just a win for Meg.
But didn't the bodyguard get the text that he did do it?
Allegedly.
So wouldn't that help him? Wouldn't it not help Meg that he's not here? Because wouldn't if he's here, it would say that Tory definitely did it.
But it also opens him up to cross-examination if Meg's
case they're lying
doesn't want that. They just want
this shit is so fucking tricky.
Back to what Gina said last week, it's starting to feel more and more like a lot of people are in cahoots here.
Facts.
Hell yeah. Because the thing about it is just like, okay, boom. Now, because Tory said that, what was it where they both basically pointed the finger at each other? Tory and Kelsey basically pointed the finger at each other.
Right.
But whatever Kelsey says, since she's got immunity.
That she has immunity with any statement that has anything to do with her, or immunity as far as her getting prosecuted?
It's anything that comes out of her mouth, I think.
Because, sometimes they can use her words for other people's prosecution. Like, is anything she say, like, is it, you get what I'm saying? Like, is the immunity with just her or what she says also?
I think it's anything that comes out of her mouth for her. So anything that she says that like because essentially her getting into it with Meg, since that's the love triangle story that they trying to go with, anything that she says about the situation can incriminate her. So she has immunity for anything that goes against her that'll get her arrested.
How the fuck do you even get immunity in some shit that you're really involved in?
Because the state wants you to speak on their side.
So it's like, we know you possibly did something, but we're going to give you immunity because in the long run, it'll help us win this case.
Right, and she's getting immunity from whatever charges come of the case, not necessarily immunity. You can't go in court and lie. Anything you say, like,
right,
that's a different crime.
That's why at this point she has no reason to lie.
Which is why she was like pleading the fifth and not incriminating herself and not answering all the questions.
This similar to, I don't know how true this is, but the Biggie and Tupac investigation that was on, it was like a show about it on Netflix where Keefe D basically admitted to Orlando doing everything, and he got immunity to tell the truth because LAPD was just trying to prove that that LAPD wasn't involved.
right.
So he just basically told the whole story from top to bottom. This what happened. Yeah, we did it. It was, you know, we was in the car. I handed such and such the gun. He put the gun out.
I did see that on Vlad. I think I watched him talk about it on Vlad or something like that.
But he had immunity from the state, so he can tell anything that happened.
Right.
But it wasn't them trying to.
Prosecuted.
They wasn't trying to solve Tupac murder. They were trying to solve Biggie murder. But in solving Biggie murder, they had to solve Tupac murder. He had immunity to say anything.
Yeah, that immunity shit definitely gets tricky because it's but I just don't know right now. We just had a huge question mark. Like, I don't know, but it definitely seemed like somebody is in cahoots with somebody. Who yet? I'm not fucking sure. Like, I don't know.
I don't even think it's just the people involved that's in cahoots. I think this should go way up to to the investigators because now all of a sudden they saying that there was no Tory Lane's DNA was not on the gun at all.
And they say if you shot 5 times, your shit'll for sure be out there somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know what the fuck is going on right now.
She said he raised his body out of the vehicle and she saw him shoot at her.
Yeah, this shit is getting tricky. I don't know.
She takes Kelsey out the whole equation.
What you think, Josh?
At first, I was pretty convinced that Tory shot her.
Right.
Not intentionally, but definitely shot the gun and bullets that he shot eventually hit her.
Right.
At this point, I just know a gun did go off and she did get shot.
Right.
I have no idea who the fuck actually.
No fucking clue.
It's not looking good. It's looking more and more murky that Tory did it. Yeah. It's not as clear cut as it really seemed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
this definitely throws a question mark in it with this Kelsey shit.
We all saw it being just simple cookie cutter, straight to the black and white. Like, this is what happened.
I personally always thought that he shot it and maybe a ricochet, but I don't think he directly shot at her 5 times. I never thought that was the case.
But I also think too, it's a bunch of drunk people.
Yes.
This too.
Yeah.
Drunk people arguing, drunk people fighting, drunk people shooting off a gun, drunk people trying to recount what happened.
And you're drunk as fuck. You have, people get drunk all the time and have no fucking recollection of what happened, which is crazy as fuck to me.
This is why the driver is like so necessary.
Yeah, where the fuck is
Where's
the driver?
The sober story in all of this?
But this too, so are they saying the driver and the bodyguard is the same person?
I think so, because there were 4 people in the car?
I think that's what they said.
Because why would Kelsey need to text him and tell him what Tory did if he's right there?
That's another thing. You're right.
Maybe he wasn't there. Maybe the driver and the bodyguard are 2 different people.
Yeah.
It has to be. Because
but then they were saying that the bodyguard's gun, that the gun that was shot was supposedly the bodyguard's gun.
Maybe he was in the club still.
So that
could have been in a different car.
Right.
That
They do definitely always travel in multiple cars.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
A good one.
But it's like the bodyguard should be trailing the artist.
Definitely should.
So
I don't know.
Why would Kelsey even need to text him and say that?
Yeah, we need these motherfuckers to pop up out the woodwork, to be honest. Because until then, we just walking around in fucking circles talking about the same shit. We really got to we just got to wait until more information come out, honestly, because it's like, right now, so wobbly. At first, it was looking like, okay, he probably definitely shot the gun, and we don't know what it hit first, but clearly something hit her foot. You feel me? But it's like now with this Kelsey shit, like Josh said, that just throws a big ass question mark in the middle of this whole equation.
There's a video of somebody who was supposedly, it's like it's not a visual video, it's an audio video of somebody talking about the situation. And it's supposedly the bodyguard telling his side of the story of what happened. And he's literally saying what we all been saying this whole time. They was fighting over the gun.
Where's that at? I didn't see that one.
I seen it resurface recently, but it had came out way back, like right after the situation happened when Meg got on live and was telling the story. Supposedly this is the bodyguard, but can't nobody prove that it's him because it's only his voice.
Right. Yeah. And it just sounded like that nigga got paid off to just not pop up. That's what that sounds like. I'm gonna give you some money, duck off till this shit over. Allegedly, we don't know who gave him the money to duck off.
But for Tori's DNA to not be on the gun, and Meg is saying that she turned around and saw him raise his body out of the window and shoot at her.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That's a little wild.
How is DNA disappearing?
Yeah, unless niggas wipe that shit off immediately. And when you're drunk, and if that nigga's not a trained shooter, he's not wiping off shit. And he's drunk. You know what I'm saying? You're not even thinking like that. You feel me?
And then they were saying that the gun tested positive for female DNA, but on the day of the situation, they didn't even test Kelsey.
Why wouldn't they? That's so weird.
None of this shit makes sense.
At all.
None of this makes sense. It sounds like everybody is being fucking paid.
Yeah.
It sounds like everybody getting paid off.
Because it ain't no way. That just sounds crazy.
Man.
That just sounds crazy. That these niggas just disappeared and it's just like whatever. Like, yeah, I don't know. That's different. It's getting tricky. I don't really got too much to say on it, honestly. We just got to wait until some bodyguards come out.